We'll take a break.
I saw her yesterday, and 3 of the joints may take 2 days to make, but I still got you 4. But I got you 2 on my so this is excellent stuff. I'm really in love with this.
I'm so tired. All I need is good vibes. Shit ain't right on the inside. All my niggas dying and the president be lying. I got something that's wrong when I fly. Put this outside in the sky. Shit ain't right on the inside. All my niggas dying and the president be lying. I got something that's wrong when I fly. Losing my tools, I'm losing my patience. You used to get stimulus just to lose it in Vegas. I see a lot of beats, I see a lot of Rolexes. I'm the one I'm bumping these niggas right up there. I can show you what style, I can show you what rap. After all this shit that happened, no, we got big brothers. Cat Williams said we good and we better.
Welcome to the DMV's 5 podcast. I am Miss Pink.
I'm Fearless Swagger.
And today we have a special guest in the building with us. You want to introduce yourself, sir?
Of course, I'm Sonny M Hoffa. I'm glad to be here. I appreciate the invite, and I'm here. I'm ready to share with you ladies.
I'm excited.
Well, thanks for being here.
Of course.
I'm excited. I know you got a lot of things going on in your life right now. You're a very busy person.
Yeah, we all should be busy. You know what I mean? If you can't rest. If you rest, you rest.
My life is too busy for I got extra stuff going on.
Got you.
But this is
You want to get through it? You want to get through it?
Yeah, this is one thing that keeps me calm and positive. My energy is always high level for the show, regardless of what else is going on.
Okay.
But so as we know, we're talking about platonic friendships, and everybody pulled up that old clip from Steve Harvey when he said, basically, it's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. I know that it is possible, but I wanted to get a male perspective because I don't know what y'all think about when y'all first see a female.
First of all, it's Steve Harvey, so all I'm gonna say about it.
Steve Harvey is that he's a capitalist. I'm not mad. He's in a different circles than we. He has to keep up a certain profile. So like, that's his claim to fame. You know what I'm saying?
The cheap love doctor.
Kind of like catering to the biggest consumer, and that's women. So he's smart as far as when you're thinking of, as far as business, he's doing it the right way. But that can't possibly be true because that means when nobody can be friends, that means either you're in a relationship, you're dating, or you're nothing. I have plenty of attractive friends that I just don't look at that. I don't look at them like that. And say if I did think about it once, why ruin a 14-year friendship and then make it awkward because of men that it shows an insecurity in him that he doesn't have discipline, that he can't just have a platonic friendship with a woman because his dick won't jump out of his pants. See, that's not me. Because guess what? A woman is your biggest ally. And guess what? You can only have one woman. I only want to have one woman. I only got one woman. I don't need more than one. But as far as friends, just like if I reach out to my friend Swiss, or if I reach out to my friend Bond, I want to reach out to my friend Keisha. I want to reach out to my friend Tanya because women they got the juice. I need more women friends, honestly.
I think that we think a little bit outside of the box compared to most men, a lot of people, a lot of men I've seen have a hard time planning outside of what they can see in front of them. So we always bring a different perspective. One thing I did not like is that, well, I don't like to put women in a box and say that certain things aren't possible for us to do that men do. And I have so many male friends that I don't know what their feelings may be, right? But when they always showed up for me in the areas that I check off as friendship, that's been the biggest thing. I have always been in rumors growing up because I've always been around so many males.
That was me in college and rumors.
And it's super annoying, and it always comes from women. That's the biggest thing. It always comes from women.
Always. First of all, I just feel like Steve Harvey projects a lot of his own insecurities onto other men when he gives his advice. I look at this is a man who's been married 3 different times, who definitely had infidelities on his part in his own marriage. So for you to come out and say these type of things and basically in a sense you kind of tear men down a little bit. You kind of on Derek Jackson a little bit, just not as bad as Derek Jackson, but I just feel like that old men are like that. I am somebody who grew up around guys. Like most of my cousins have their own nails, so I learned a lot from them. So, and even in school, I've always hung around guys. I had a lot of guy friends. We had this conversation. Like I haven't had a lot of female friends. I didn't really have a lot of more female friends as I got older, but I still have guy friends that I don't know nothing to do with them on that level. And they're nice looking men, but ew. Like the thought of wanting to do anything disgusts me because I don't look at them like that.
You know, the only thing that I would say is these have to be friends that you've already had. Like, if we're in a 10-year relationship, I don't know where Johnny the fuck came from the past 6 months. So we are talking about
right, yeah. Like if I'm dating somebody, I'm letting you know that these are my male friends, these are the people I talk to, this is who texts my phone, this is who calls my phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm very open and honest about that. I'm just like, hey, I would want my partner to be like, hey, this is my homegirl, da 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 da. All right, cool. But right, like you said, we're not talking about nobody that you just met 2 months ago. Wait a minute, like that's something different. But if these are the people that's been there, and I'm talking about friendships I've had for years. Whoever I'm dealing with, you will know, because I'm not. That's nothing to hide. Because I feel like if you have to hide that friendship, then there's something else there besides just that friendship. Even if you haven't done anything with that person, that those thoughts are being entertained, and you don't want your significant other to know about this person just in case that does happen.
Because eventually, I mean, if you're talking to somebody, and it's like just straight and narrow, and you know, like maybe, you know, guys are master manipulators. So they, you know, guys are master manipulators. So they can make it seem like they're not trying to go smack at you. You just got some guys that's slow walking. So it's like they're just playing it slow and slow and slow and slow, and they don't want to seem aggressive, and they want to kind of like fill you out more. But I mean, I do feel like, to me, I'm not trying to blame on science, but men were hunters. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you see an attractive woman, the first thing on your mind is not, I want to be best friends with her. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, profile. You say, no, what's up? I don't trust you with Troy, but then you might meet like a lot of my women friends, became like maybe women friends for like the business or other like mutual friends. So then like maybe I was in a relationship or she was in a relationship. So that, but then while this time is going past, we created a friendship. Now I don't even look at you like that. You know what I'm saying? So you can have genuine platonic friendships. I don't know why this is like a discussion that we are having at this big age, but it's, to me, it's just clickbait. It's clickbait for Steve Harvey.
That and
Yes,
it also shows for me, like it shows some people's insecurities. Like, so my next question was going to be, if you're in a relationship, and I'm an honest person, I'm very blunt. So if you ask me if I've ever dealt with someone, I'm telling you up front. before you even get a chance to meet them, if I know they're gonna be there, I'm gonna tell you. Do you think that it's okay for someone, for your partner, to still be friends with someone they had a physical past with?
Yeah, because I got friends that have. I'm big on like when you're in the game, the ball bounce both ways. Um, now I'm not saying you can't feel some way about it emotionally, but like, yo, if I got women friends, why can't you have male friends? You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. Women are already getting treated unfairly. Why you gotta get treated unfairly in this relationship too? I'm supposed to be somebody that brings peace to you. I'm supposed to be your best friend, your partner. You're supposed to find serenity with me. No, I would like to know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not insecure, but yo, women see attractive man. I'm not the only nigga out here. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I'm on IG and see and a woman that might look better than our girl and got better boobs. Y'all saying niggas that look better than us with whiter teeth and bigger pectorals. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the thing is, if you're really doing your best to make your partner secure and mean the partner, I feel like you really treat your woman to the best of your ability, even if it's not what she wants you to be, but she sees the effort. She's not looking at y'all be like television.
Yeah.
Like y'all really
Yeah,
like
And that's what
our
I'll be trying to
you know what I'm
tell.
saying? And niggas don't have no account. Women don't have accountability, but this is what men will say. Women don't have no accountability. They want to address men that have an accountability because it's in two different arenas. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you gotta communicate with your partner. Men just be terrible communicators. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like, how can you fix something if you don't tell me?
But
Whose
some
fault
of
is
that, some of that is trauma.
Yeah,
When you
for
suffer
sure.
different traumas
For sure.
and you don't want to speak on certain things because you feel like it's going to go left.
But that's also upbringing too, especially in our community, in the Black community. You know, they always teach men like don't show emotions, that's soul and stuff like that. No, nigga, cry. You need to cry. Like, what's going on? If you mad, be mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get it out. Let me know what's going on. Be human. So we all feel emotions because we're human. So it's okay to feel however you feel. It's just don't stay there.
It's natural. Having
Right.
emotions makes you human. Like when people like he's too emotional. What the fuck does that mean? How can you be too emotional?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense to me.
That's projecting how you react onto other people. And having those expectations always. Like nobody is gonna. I had to learn that the hard way because I used to get upset with people. And I'm like, you know what? I'm entitled to feel how I feel, but I wouldn't react.
Yeah.
It's got to be respected boundaries.
It's like they're saying if you have emotions, it makes you weak. And we're all weak because that one
Yes,
human
you
walking
all
this
have
earth.
emotions.
All have emotions that
Oh, this topic wasn't something that I really wanted to address. It was something that came up in my personal life.
okay.
I've had this friend for a long time, and granted, we did have a past, but we've been around each other so long now that our bond is just solid like that. We don't even fuck with each other on that level anymore. But because we have such a strong bond, it makes other people feel some kind of way. So I've been trying to figure out how to really address it because I don't want to be an asshole like I usually am, but I don't know how to address it with the other person. So I don't know what else you need me to do to be for you to be secure about it. But in the end, like that person will always be my friend. So I've been trying to figure that out.
Is it the significant other that feels insecure, or
I'm not gonna put that title on them yet. I would say we still
because I have been in situations where the girl is insecure of the relationship that I had with the male, but I don't want him, sis. Like,
so this
you don't have to worry about me.
But this is the crazy thing. So that's what I will say with my platonic female friends. Most of them, the bullshit when they get in a relationship, they fall off. And I was like, how can we really be?
Men do the same thing.
But it's not because of us. It's because your woman think like, yo, no bullshit. There's not been one relationship that like if the woman is like super attractive, it's like, hold on, the girl know you. Like, yeah, this is a joint you would, talk to, but like they be thinking like maybe they've been burnt in the past in other relationships, like it's no way that this man or maybe their ex was dealing with their best friend or something like that. So they're thinking like, it's no way these guys could just be strictly friends. But like, you bring someone around that they don't think is like super attractive, it ain't no issue.
But people be confused with me. I don't even have a type, so nobody will ever know. But I understand where you come from because I did have that problem. Remember when my best friend was up there, he was talking about his baby mama. I like, I understand why. I'm like, first of all, he's 5, 6 years younger than me. I don't like it. And then I don't think that females really look at it. Once you've been around a person and you've seen certain things and certain habits that they have, if you're secure in yourself, you're like, I wouldn't even deal with nobody like that. Doesn't change that they're a good friend. It's just that their habits is not something that I would deal with in the fitness.
But you know, that's the same thing I do like with my trainer. I've had my trainer for almost 4 years, and like people be like, "Why don't you just get your trainer?" First of all, no, thank you. Okay, that's my man. Love him to death. Right hand to the man. But no.
Why would you want to even mess up like and mess it up?
Right, like,
relationships.
right.
That's why you trust this trainer, you have to move forward with this trainer. So say if you guys decided to and it doesn't work out, but guess what? Now you gotta find a new motherfucking trainer.
Right, like no, I'm good. I'm comfortable with the type of relationship. Like he's literally one of my closest friends. Like he know everything. That's the one man I can say that has seen every emotion that I've ever had. But you know what I'm saying? But that's my homie. And I've been in situations where it's like, well, why would you just stay to each other? Or why would y'all just be no? Like we're good. You know what I'm saying? Like I like our friendship. I'm good. And half the time they're not even my type on the physical level anyway. So it's like, no, I'm good. No, thank you. But you hear that all the time when you see that bond. And then when they do get a significant other and they see y'all bond, then it's like they feel some type of way. But it's like, it's okay. It's like, I'm the one he come to when he mad at you, trying to get him to see your side and stuff like that. Like, it's nothing.
I'm
I
actually
don't want to cross that line. Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't know because you're on the other side and you're not really like logical sense. Like I understand why a woman of dating and have got friends because guess what? Y'all smarter than us, but y'all not. And that's no disrespect. I hope y'all get it. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all all like when you come in the joint, it's like, okay, read. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you need that guy to be like, man, you tripping, like leave stuff alone. But the crazy thing is, I'm still not gonna listen. But that's the thing about advice, man. Like my therapist tells me all the time, we're all adults. We know what we're supposed to do. So you just pay me to vet with the unbiased, opinion because I don't know you personally. But now I know you personally. I don't know you personally. You know when you get to the street, if you're supposed to make a right or left. You know if this person is husband or wife material. You know what you had to do to get that job. You fucking know. It's just up to you to see if you want to execute it.
Absolutely, I definitely agree. Hey, you said third. This is probably only the second black man on our show
That has talked about being going to see a therapist and openly talking about going there.
Yes, we're definitely big advocates for mental health.
No,
going
for
to seek
sure.
therapy.
It helps me. It helps my temperament. And it helps me like the bullshit. I mean, as the black title is saying Steve Harvey, sometimes you gotta think like your woman. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe my instinct is maybe I truly feel this way, but to make life easier on her in a relationship, let me think what she would do. And that cuts half of your problems. You want a partner that's going to make your life easier. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's called a partner. It's a collab. You know what I'm saying? It's Missy and Timberland.
I really think that relationship is just strictly for grown-ups. Like a lot of people can say that they're grown, but if you're not fully operating on that level, a lot of people take it for granted, and I find so many hurt people. You have people who have those. They want to say it's platonic friendships, but they behind closed doors doing stuff, and so it puts a bad rep for those male-female friendships.
That's another thing. Listen, Stop calling somebody your brother or your sister if you smash them, okay?
I can't even.
Because I would never
friend.
smash any my real brothers. So I'm not gonna call nobody my brother that I smashed. That's
All right.
disgusting to me.
So this is the first time we're going to disagree.
Mhm.
So look, I got this girl I had sex with when I was 16 once. And then we just became like it's one of my closest female friends. I call her my sister. It was one time. I'm 35. That was 19 years ago. Like I don't even remember it. So I can see if you're like consistently to throw people off, but like I don't even look. I haven't looked at her like that since I was in high school. Like it's really like
It don't count. You wasn't an adult.
Right.
I mean, but now honestly, I mean I think sex has a bigger impact when you were younger than it is now. Now it's like I was saying like yeah, sex is somebody running like oh back then you like I remember we used it was just different because I know a lot of people think like puppy love is not real love. No, like this is love. You know what I mean? Because like some of the women I dated early were like some of my best partners. I just wasn't ready. Mentally, I wasn't mature. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually, I wasn't mature. Emotionally, I was not mature to keep those women. You know, if I met her later in your life now, yeah, but life don't work like that. You know, how it's supposed to work, how you want it to work. You don't control none of this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I get it. I'm still cool with two of my ex that I dated at a very young age. One, we talk about everything. The other one, I don't really talk about too much with them. I think as people grow, you set different boundaries with people, and a lot of people don't realize that your friendship should evolve as much as you evolve. So whatever you're working on or however your mindset changes, you need to keep like-minded people around you. That was one of the biggest things that I had to learn moving away. I had to get rid of a lot of people because I had so many people around me that I want to keep them around because I have the years and the history with them. But I realized not everybody is your friend, no matter how long you know them. Because a lot of people was hating, a lot of people caused a lot of drama. And now that when I moved back, now everybody's like, oh, I miss you. No, you didn't. You didn't miss me. You miss who I used to be. Because you're still expecting me to show up that same person, that party person, the turn up person. I always had a drink. And I'm not that same person anymore. But people don't understand that. They want to say that I've changed. I changed for me, not for you. If our friendship don't fit into that, then it don't fit.
But you're not supposed to stay the same. As you get older, you're going to change, and things happen to us where we are not the same. Our base level of psychological change, our base level changes. So you could be fine, something traumatic happens, and so who you were before that incident, you're not going to be the same person after that incident. Now, it can go in a negative direction, it can go in a positive direction, but you're still not going to be the same. And so, and just like with you, I've had to learn that as well because I have come out my shell a lot, I've changed a lot. I will say that my weight loss journey was a big part of that. And so you would expect your friends that were around you to grow with you, but then that's when their insecurities start to come out because you're not that same person. I'm not that fat friend anymore. I'm not that friend that is always going to be your wingman because I'm about to fly in to get my own. So, and you start to see all of that come out because some people will be friends with you because it allows them to hide behind their own insecurities. And so when you start to grow, you start to elevate, then all of that comes out. And so then that friendship, it can't go anywhere. So you gotta move on. And I used to be the type of person, like you said, that would feel like that because I've known this person for 7, 8, 9, 10 years that, I gotta remain friends with them. And I'm telling you, okay,
On season.
that's in the Bible, that's Ephesians. Okay. So time for everything, okay?
That's the caption.
Reading on season.
I mean, it is. It's really not about who you know the longest. It's really about who came and who stayed the same and never changed or moved with you as you or move with you as you continue to move. not stay stagnant.
And
So
the only thing that's happening in life is change and adapt. Stuff gonna change. You gotta adapt and adjust.
Yeah, my message of the week, everybody was hitting me up about my message of the week because basically it said everybody had, or it's a lot of people out here that are friends with popular people. And the popular people ain't shit, ain't doing shit, ain't trying to do shit. They're only popular because they have flashy items, or they may be around a lot of people that are very social. But the people who are their friends won't call them out on their bullshit because their popularity is benefiting them.
That's life.
enablers. I call those people enablers.
Yeah, that's how you can't have any accountability. You don't have to give anybody around you that's really going to tell you the truth because of course you're not going to be held accountable for your actions or your opinions because you're the cash cow. You're feeding everybody.
Mhm.
Who can break the hand that feed them?
But I see a lot more in like male group dynamics than I do females. But I still truly can't understand it because I'm gonna hold whoever accountable. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. But if you don't like it,
That's you. That's you though, but you're in the minority
But say it's not a lot of people.
like that. So it's like, yeah, bless your heart, but we're not talking about you know what I'm saying? That's just you. That's not most people. You are an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? You're probably like 1 out of 10.
I just
I've seen instances where there have been people who have been friends with people and they're the only person in the group that calls them out. And then, of course, the other group, their minions, now are attacking that person
Yeah,
because
they
this
the
person, right, because you don't call them out on their bullshit. And so now it's like, well, you're not supporting me. Well, no, I'm not enabling you because it's bullshit, but everybody else, they're not going to call you out because they're benefiting from your bullshit.
Man, I know they think this is like true, but the bullshit. People don't like the truth.
They know.
Man or woman.
They know.
Man or woman. Imagine you in a relationship and you telling your dude or your lady, no matter what you choose, and your sex is like that. They're gonna become defensive. They're gonna say, "Oh, I never heard that." Oh, my ex didn't have an issue with it. But your ex probably didn't say anything, just like I wasn't saying anything. I'm bringing it to your attention. You're gonna be defensive right away. People don't want to handle the truth. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell your friend like, maybe you shouldn't have got that thing because you would just explain to me your financial issues. Why would you jump out there and get a car note that's $700 a month? You don't want to seem like you're doing too much. But when I hear that, that means you're not being upfront. Because who they going to listen to if they're not going to listen to you? If you can't listen to somebody in a circle, shit, who do you want to listen to? You know what I'm saying? People trying to keep up with the Joneses, but you want to tell your people, hey, maybe you should slow down.
Yeah.
Maybe you should slow down. Maybe you say, hey, you got a business or your marketing is off. You got to do better. They're going to say, have you ever run a business? They're going to get defensive. People get defensive because men and women, this someone might as well be titled accountability because we don't know accountability.
absolutely. I watch that a lot on social media. Like it's always people with kids who get really defensive about other people who don't have kids, just giving them advice. I wish people would learn that advice can be given by anybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be taken. It is your choice, take it or leave.
Yeah, because the person, you don't have no kids. But like I tell people all the time, especially on that topic, I've been working with kids since I was 18. I'm 32. I've seen a lot of things. And a lot of times, I told a parent this. I said, I probably know more about your child than you do because your child doesn't feel comfortable talking to you. So I would tell you some of the harsh parenting things that you do, it doesn't make your child trust you. Your child fears you. So if they do wrong, they're not going to tell you. If they're in a jam, they're not going to tell you because they feel like it's disappointing. But then it's like, well, you don't have no kids, you ain't give birth. All right, you're right. But I only been working with them since I was 18.
You know how much I learned when I worked with going out to kids, working with the kids. It was so many parents that used to get mad at me. That's okay. I mean, I helped raise my little brother. I've been around kids, helping to be a mentor to children since I was 16 years old.
I'm usually not on this bandwagon. I'm completely honest because you know how you should treat it. You know, like, oh, you don't have no kids. You know, like common courtesy, basically, like this child to human. But also dealing with kids and nephews being close, it's not the same as I'm talking parents because you're literally responsible for another person's whole life. Like no matter what you do right or wrong, if they don't succeed, you're a failure. You know what I'm saying? You know, and if you did succeed, oh, maybe you had something to do with it. Like it's a job that's like you always get slack and fatigue from. You know, like, oh, his child did this, her child did this. Like it's hard. So when you're doing this 24/7, it gets tiring. Virtue learning.
Listen, I'm over it.
Kids just, you know, just like, so it's different. So I'm not saying that people can ever say they don't have kids, but it's different.
Oh, I absolutely agree with that.
It's different, especially you got to think you throw co-parenting in there, even if the situation is amicable, it's still tough because you got two different households raising one kid, so they have to adapt and adjust week by week or weekend by weekend. You know how hard that is for a kid. And say, hey, guess what? I got a set of rules in this house. I got a set of rules in this house. I'm gonna forget. I forget. I'm gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? So they got to go through their whole life from here to that. It's kind of hard to form like your own identity.
Yeah. See, and when I say advice, I want to change that word. It's more of a just me offering a suggestion from a standpoint. Because like, I know a lot of people who they're not with the other parent, and I grew up in a household with just my mom. My dad on weekends, and so I understand how the child may feel, and that's always what I try to consider when I'm giving a suggestion to another parent. Because there's certain things that I learned from our parents that weren't necessarily the right kind of parenting, but they just didn't know. And as much time has changed, sometimes the generational things get passed down, and it causes a lot of trauma.
Definitely does.
That my situation was the parent was basically like instilling like this type of fear. You know, and he was saying like, I go to him every day and I ask him all these questions. And I was like, but you can't come at him like that because he's like, he's gonna always tell me the truth. I said no, because he could be scared of you. So he's gonna tell you what he thinks you want to hear. So he doesn't want his dad to be disappointed. I said it's a different way. I was like, I'm just telling you from what I've seen with my children. I work in sped, so that's a whole if they ED, bipolar, all of that. So it's a different way that you can take that approach. Yes, you want your child to respect you. Because I even had this conversation with my mother. I said, I never came to you because I'd be scared to tell you stuff because you made it seem like, I can't do no wrong or fail or something like it's going to be a terrible thing. So from that perspective and even working with these kids, I try to tell the parents, you want the respect, but you want your child to have that comfort too, where it's like, okay, if I tell you this, you're not gonna go to 0-100 immediately. Just let me get it out. And I know it's hard
It's
because
super hard, especially when you're raising a young black voice. Because guess what? My son right here, y'all see, he almost my height. The cops are not going to distinguish between if he's 12 or if he's 18. So you got to teach discipline. And sometimes that's why I say it's so hard because it's a fine line. Because like, oh damn, you being too hard and it's being too easy. Being a black, there's no handouts out here. Me being easy on you, it does you no good because once you get out here, they throw you in the water and it's sink or swim. They're not throwing you a raft. You got to build it. And most of the time, the people that have the keys to the information, they're not giving it to you. You walk outside, and this is honestly, this is an attack on the black race. So I'm not trying to act like it's not safe. Just think, black women got to deal with harassment from black men and other men. You know, the gap in the pay wage, sexual harassment every day, all day, no matter what, because men are just seen as a sexual objects and nothing more. So it's hard when you're in there and your child does some fucked up shit. And guess what? Your dude been cheating on you, but you still holding it down and you working 2 jobs. It's ain't working. So sometimes you might take it out. Sometimes parents don't have breaks. Like we can't have bad days. You know what I'm saying? Or when your girl just cheated on you, and you fucked up, and she cheated on you with a nigga who fly and got it. You know what I'm saying? You know you want to dog her. You're going to her, but you can't afford her. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to come home and teach. Well, now you got you got to teach now because guess what? The computer's breaking down. So now you got to be IT. You know what I'm saying? You still got to cook. You know what I'm saying? Still got to spend time. You still got to be a partner. Like this being a relationship, it's like it's a one-stop shop, Walmart. You got to be everything. So that's what I'm saying. Only because I'm probably I have 3 kids. My girl has a daughter, and I got my 2 boys, but it's 5 of us in the house. So like that's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, man got to do it. No matter what. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is? How much it costs to take out 5 people?
I don't even want to. Yes.
And I'm talking about like somewhere like I love Outback, no disrespect, but something on the low end. That's still 130. Guess what? Your girl also wants some shoes. Also, you got to pay your mortgage. Also, you got to pay your child support. Oh shit, your other kids. Oh shit, what I got left? Nothing. Guess what? Nobody want to hear that. You still got to get to it. So sometimes I might yell at my son. And I might say, you know what? I bet I shouldn't have did that.
But your parent will apologize.
Right. That's what I say. Your parent will apologize.
Yeah.
I ain't get no apologies.
Gotcha.
So
we live in a different, but like that's kind of what you guys
the
are saying.
generation.
We're evolving, and you have to evolve. So now it's like the more that we know, the better we get at it. You know what I'm saying? This was a talk because like we're still oppressed, but we still are privileged only not because we're Black women, because we live in America. There's other countries that are just like fucked up. But like you're doing what you're supposed to do, breaking those generational cycles, addressing your trauma, but not only addressing the trauma, going through the routine, the process to try to rectify it. So we're on our way. I mean, it's a slow process, but we ain't got nothing but time. You know what I'm saying? Like even people you would take 10 steps forward and take 3 steps back, and people won't follow them 3 steps. Not knowing that you still made progress.
right.
Like you always want to fall, just don't falter. You feel me? So you want to rock out?
We're gonna take a quick break and we'll take 3 songs for y'all and then we'll be back.
Let's get it. What y'all drinking? You drink? Okay, what you drinking? Okay, I got some special. Okay, what you drink? So right there, that's cognac, that's tequila, strawberry punch right there. Sauce baked like a sauce baked like Imagine, right? Oh, I want 2 of those too. I mean, that's my #1 best stuff. I say best stuff. That's not my #1. That's more than that right there. Everybody.
But it was so much alcohol in there and no like nothing.
Yeah. You gotta, and that's why I started playing because I do a lot to make sure, like, but also I want to make sure people get that thing for their buck. You know what I'm saying? I always say like, okay, it's juice, but I would tell people I can make this. You don't want to order one drink. You can't try something. Right? Because I'm still there. We're talking this and that.
most of the time, if I, like when I have my shop and stuff like that, I'm going back. I just said, oh, $50, got them all off the bad. But that one, I only bought that one. Like I had to take that one out.
You like that color? I don't. I see colors. No, steam roll. I got you. How much is that already? 7? It's probably they probably stuck on.
Like a lot. I had 18 I just want to call my uncle. They because they drink and straight. And so my uncle drinks Moors. A scotch. I don't drink scotch.
You have really different personality.
Yeah, doers. Give me any, I'll do the Sebastian. You say, so what happened to that?
It's some good energy.
All white collar.
Yeah. Yeah, I go I used to work on they used to they had a whole bunch of spots. You never been to A-Town was like the white rose bar. Like white
I
butter.
had Wilson, Wilson hardware. That was
Yeah, that's what
I
that's
mean,
the
that
one.
closed though.
Yeah, they had windows over there, they had
I mean, windows.
and Don Cheetos. They had
Don Cheetos the one that had the
it's so, and honestly, what's so crazy is they all be living in the world and only 20 minutes away. Like you're not gonna run into those people unless you go down there.
and then some people,
they got Darna down there and the Hoopin' Lounge. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff down there. Okay.
Wait. I'm backstage with these rappers. They don't know I'm rap. He asked me to hold the check, but you niggas trap. He was trying to put my niggas on the map. Yo, the man trying to stretch the bitch on the back. Chin on the block, like that trying to back. Then the extra, I made 20 on top of that. It's 100 black. Some of that. The first time I met my nigga, I was on my way to levels in a bubble like I ran into a nigga.
okay.
What your resume read?
I do. I don't know why she wants to tell us that. I don't know who the creative director over there or what's over there. Like, whoever is like sitting on that board to make decisions, they need to fire.
It's dumb because we can put so much in our code. No, you know, no. So my friend just feel like paparazzi is really upset, so that's how they feel. They're feeling on Facebook, and they're allowed to be shut down if the media is loud. Like they'll warn them, like, you know, they don't on the right to blah blah blah. And
That's how it's supposed to be. They want to control the market. They don't want people to listen to the like if you're not understand what you gotta pay. You gotta pay. That's because like that's a song. That's
all over it. So it's like, I'm not gonna be a part of this. Right.
I told him just believe, nigga, no matter the traps. I love Trump, my brother. He was a great. I'm dead, but I still some niggas too much of their kids. See, stupid shit, you know what it is. And if I die for this, throw me on the plane. Fuck the shit, on my legs to get a flight. I'll be straight like yeah, couple bitch on the night. Bitch on the night.
Okay, so now that we're back, that first song was by Syce Wavy 703, and then it was Chasin by OC Hermo and I Am Northeast. And that last song was by our very special guest, Sonny M Hoffa, for God Strickland. So you want to go tell us a little bit about your album?
yeah, of course, man. I released an album maybe about 3 months ago, in January, called Stand. And that is my brand. The drinks that I have provided for y'all today. Y'all got my number one bestseller, The Blend.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
delicious.
it's called The Blend because I mixed that motherfucker. That joint is smacking, it's busting, you know what I'm saying? And it's smooth. And I do make drinks. My IG is Sonny M Hoffa, SonnyMHoffa. I make pictures. You got a bar mitzvah, a homecoming, a graduation, Sierra. I don't care what you got. I will pull up on you because I just like talking to people. I like rubbing shoulders with people. I like helping people because you help people, you can help. I'm big on reciprocation. So it's stamped everything. We got a clothing line coming out, which is called Stamp. Got the podcast coming up soon, Stamp Sessions. I'm trying to be big like y'all.
Because you always famous for the unpopular opinion.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, I don't even know if it's an unpopular opinion. I think it's being a popular opinion when people just scared to say because they don't want to be the outcast. You know what I'm saying? Because like, even the questions that I ask, I might say an unpopular thing, but I'm getting like crazy feedback. And they say, oh yeah, but I wouldn't post that or this and that. I'm not shying away from being me. I'm sorry, I can't be sorry for being me. You know what I'm saying? I am not. I used to walk in my office building and hey, how you know I'm being me now? Because that's another thing that black women and black men gotta do. We have to sing less intimidating. We have to sing less intimidating. You have to talk a certain way. You have to be engaged in a certain type of topics. Why can't it be me? Because when we got a different like that doesn't make us uneducated. That's our culture. We already don't have culture. They already took us and brought us over here. But guess what? Black people are resilient. We're creative. We're innovators. We create our culture. But now we can't even talk in our culture because it seems like, oh, you're not as smart. I don't care how the message is delivered. It's as if I got it. You know what I'm saying?
And the workplace is unfair.
Yeah, because as a black woman, like if you're not bubbly or happy-go-lucky all the time, then you got an attitude. Or if they come at you wrong and you start defending yourself, then you got an attitude. Like, why can't maybe today I just don't feel like talking to y'all? Or maybe I'm just here to make my money and leave. Like, why do I have to be? Oh my God, yes, good morning. Oh, you look great.
Y'all know how hard it is. I already know y'all do. Trying to be 200% of yourself. Because we gotta work twice as hard as them. So that's kind of what I said, like the grace of parents. Like we out here on the battlefield too. We front lines because we gotta protect. You gotta protect your significant other. Then you gotta protect your kids. So now you gotta protect your family. You gotta do this. You can't go to the grocery store. You might get shot. You can't go to church. You might get shot. You can't be in your house. You might get shot. Who else has to deal with that pressure besides Black people? I don't think people understand the amount of stress we are under just waking up. It's a war going outside that everybody is safe from but us. And we're a minority.
It's definitely like sometimes it's heartbreaking for me when I have certain friends or family that like if we cross into Virginia, they like, hey, can you switch seats with me? Can you drive? Like for my little brother who like, my brother's always been an outstanding scholar. He's just tall and he's a Black king. But the way that he's been questioned from living in Virginia and his encounters with the police is it's just heartbreaking in it.
Definitely. I got my first speeding ticket in Virginia. When that man came, I had my hands up. And I was like, I'm not dying today in the Shawn Lee jersey. Like, this is not how I'm going to. I'm
No,
like,
it's not.
no.
You're a Dallas fan?
Yeah.
You could have just told you to just chip off and burn the jersey. You could at least did that.
Like,
My bad, officer. You wasn't doing your job. Please.
but yeah, it's just like, because, especially, and I was at Fairfax County. So I was like, oh, no. He was like, no, man.
Who else has to do that
It's like,
besides
it's okay.
us?
Nigga, it's not. It's not okay. But yeah, and that thing is, even working with my students, like, they would come to school the next day and they'd be like, man, I got pressed out or that, and they would be telling me these stories. And I'm just like, but then you would have supervisors, you know, I'm about to leave the school zone kids. All these are older white women, middle-aged or old white women, and they wouldn't understand how come certain things weren't getting done in the classroom. And I'm like, I had to decompress with my students because they didn't have anybody to talk to at home about getting pressed out by the police. So that's what I spent 45 minutes doing instead of teaching. We spent 45 minutes talking about what happened to them with the police. And it's like, you have to understand that. I remember we had a training at work and all the Black people in there were telling their stories and the white women were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like they started crying and stuff. And I was looking at them like,
I got that.
no, I'm just trying to act like I don't know this goes on.
Got that WP that fucking care.
Care about it.
I work in an environment that is mixed with Black people and white people, and I think one because of my age, I'm probably one of the youngest people that work in the building.
Okay.
But they expected me to act a certain way, and I was like, no, that's for the customers. You're not my customer. I'm still going to treat you with respect, but to think that I'm going to have this whole, yes, sir, I do that for you.
But you know that that's also a generational thing because what I notice is this is just working in education, how the older Black women are compared to the younger Black women. Like they're more so like, okay, I'm gonna do what you no, because if I don't like it, I'm gonna speak up. Or like I don't wear TJ Maxx dresses and just stop at dress barn. I'm coming to work in my Nike sweatpants and a hoodie because that's how everybody else, that's how the men dress. Why can't I dress like that?
I wish I could dress like that in my job. I really wish that I could just be. This is the first time that I've had a job where I've had to dress up, and I absolutely hated it. For 2 years, I hated it. But I mean,
But you do see that difference that like that they're more so that yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm gonna get right to it. Me, no. Like this whole school year, I purposely done certain things just because. On my Zoom, when my picture's not on it, you see me standing on Black Lives Matter plaza with my fist in the air. Every time we get on Zoom, I got on God is dope. I got on something that say creative with melanin. Something I'm letting these white women know, like it's real out here. And while you sitting up here, they told us to go water plants when George Floyd got killed. So that murdered. So that really set me off. That's part of the reason why I'm leaving. But yeah, we got an email that told us to go water plants. But like your staff is 85 to 90% African American, and the students you service are probably 95% African American. You want us to go water plants when I never watched a video because I'm just at that point where certain things I just don't allow for myself to see. Yeah, but we're supposed to water plants and move on like it's nothing, but this man was just murdered by a police officer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all types of stuff like that that it just really it pisses me off. And it's like we're supposed to be in the workplace like, oh my God, yes, I'm doing great. No, I'm mad as hell. Fuck them damn plants. And I mean that disrespectfully. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's what you see. And you will see some of the older black, I'm not gonna say older, but some of the older black people, they would cater and feed right into that. I'm not feeding into that shit because that's not how I feel. Like, fuck all that.
I ain't never been so happy to work from home now. Legit.
It's a different man. About traffic. You don't gotta worry about brushing your teeth.
Well, I do brush my teeth.
I don't brush my teeth as soon as I get up. I maybe to the farm because I want to eat breakfast, so I want to brush my teeth.
Oh, I'm on Zoom by 8:30,
Oh
so
yeah,
teacher life.
Yeah, so it's like, oh yeah. What area you teach?
I teach in PG County. I teach at a non-public
Oh no,
school.
we need more teachers. I was thinking about. I didn't go to school, so but I really want to become a teacher, but also.
I don't like the politics and education.
Yeah.
Like I like the key. The kids don't bother me. Like I don't care about none of that. It's just the politics that they have in education, and especially with our children, with our young black kids. Like I teach history, so they get the real history. I'd be like, this is what the textbook say, but let me tell you what really happened. So I'm always when we have conversations, okay. This does not this at the time it did not apply to blacks. It didn't apply to women. It definitely didn't apply to black women. Like I always, throw those type of things out there. They got the real Pocahontas story, not that bullshit that Disney put out, and not that bullshit that's in the book. Okay, she was not with John Smith. That is not the real story, and she was only 15, and they really kidnapped her ass. She didn't willingly go over to Europe. Her ass was kidnapped, okay? But with the history, I hate how it's very whitewashed. And so I'm very open and honest with my students because I'm like, listen, this is what it say, but I'm going to give y'all the real deal. And I always try to
I feel like
push
that's
them on.
and that's what I want to do. Like I said, I don't want to go to school. I know that makes no sense, but I don't want to go to school.
No, I understand that because I'm in this phase right now. Like, I went back for this one semester and I took that class. And I was like, man, this is not for me.
I just feel like we need more black male teachers, especially
Yes,
especially
definitely.
like from like 2 to 8. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's cool, but once you get 14 or 15, it's like the streets that got you. You have to listen to your.
Those kids are the hardest because bring out the psychological part again. When you turn about 16, you are who you're going to be, like for the most part. Like your personality, everything is pretty much set. And so once you get that age, it really is harder to get you to grasp you and bring you back in and bring you back to a certain point. And because again, like I work with kids that are in space, I work with kids that's been locked up, I work with kids that got, ED, all types of stuff going on. So it's hard to get those kids because first of all, they've seen so much at like 5, 6, and 7. When you read their files, you're like, dang. And sometimes it's hard for me to relate because I grew up in a 2-parent household. So I didn't grow up where I had to go to my dad's house or one weekend my mom's house, or right, or my mother was a crackhead, and I don't know who my daddy is. Like I didn't. So I tried to be compassionate with them, and I tried to understand why they behave the way they do, which is part of the reason why I went back to school to get my master's in psychology. Because I was like, well, why? Like, what makes you want to flip a table because I told you no? Like, all types of stuff like that. But we definitely need the male presence because I've seen how a lot of the young boys who don't have dads in the home, they grasp to the males in our school. Like if they don't have that figure, they'll grasp to them. But then you also have ones that hate men because they hate their father.
Gotcha.
So
So they're resentment.
yeah, so like they'll grasp to the women, but if a man like, you know, corrects them or tell them no, then they going off. And you know what I'm saying? He's not, you know, being rude. He's just trying to, you know, get you to understand like when you were wrong in a situation. So definitely having a male, female, and the black male present in education is important because every school that I've worked at, we probably maybe had at most maybe 3 or 4 black men in a building. And just a bunch of
I
women.
can count on my hand how many black male teachers I had throughout my whole time in school. I still have fingers left though. I do
Yeah,
feel
I
that
had like 3. I probably had like, no, I had 4.
I had 3.
Elementary school, my music teachers was black men. Middle school.
That was a blur for me. Don't look at me. I'm asking so much in front of that.
High school, I think I had a fair amount. Well, I was in band, so all the band teachers I've had have always been black men. So music teachers.
Math teacher. It was a math teacher.
I don't know. I had Killer Miller, so and Miss Venable, so I don't know. Mr. Sini, what year did you come? You came senior year, right?
I came 11th grade for like 6 months. When I only came to Parkville,
Oh, yeah.
I was only in Parkville for a real total of 3 months. When I went there, I wasn't trying to be there. I wasn't trying to.
Yeah, I don't know too many people who like,
So Parkville was like a mix of children. Like people came from everywhere to go to Parkville.
Yeah, it was a lot of kids from all over.
Okay.
That was at Parkville.
There's people that should have been in too. Going to Parkville.
I was surprised I wasn't at Bladensburg, but that's just how they redid how they district the schools. Bladensburg is closer to me than Parkville, so
Yeah.
whatever.
I do have a question for you, Sonny. How was it for you growing your brand and picking the name Stamp? What brought you to that place?
It's just staying resilient. And I think I'm more well within the next week. I'm still at 60 drinks. So it's like, man, the only way to get through the storm is to keep going. If you stop, you're gonna be stuck where you're at. So if you give it your all, at least you know that, like, all right, I'm giving it my all. It failed. I have no regrets. Opposed to like, damn, it's like a what if? I'm not a what if nigga no more. You know what I'm saying? Scarface said, a fool at 40 is a fool forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know he's on 16. Like, if you really don't, I feel like, of course, there's exceptions. You know, as always, I don't mean to generalize and always talk minority versus majority. But if a man ain't got about 40, he ain't going to get it. You know what I'm saying? So, it was originally called Sunny Spirits. You know, just my name and everything. Spirits in my month. Hey, remember to always say good spirits. You know, just a pun intended. I recently rebranded it to Same Spirits because, man, everything's same. You know, phone line, podcast, drinks. When you see me, you want to see because you might listen to my podcast and never have my drinks. Oh yeah, oh Stamp, that sounds familiar. Yada yada yada. Oh, I know the guy. He does both. You got to think. I started out Stamp. It's really an entertainment company. We could party.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
them pool parties.
Yeah. So just now, like, we were like, no bullshit. But I don't mean to be humble, but I'm not trying to be pompous. We started a huge big pool party thing. Like ever when we had our first big pool party, every summer and then on out, people were having huge, pool parties. But we don't do just
Then
pool
get
parties.
shut down during COVID.
Yeah, and then it stopped. So then I had to find a different hustle because you got to think I was bringing in like 20 extra K a year for me. We're doing like Halloween parties. We're doing the pool parties. We're doing sipping paints. We're doing football tournaments, all these events, flag ball with, you know what I'm saying? So when I went down, it was like, what else can I do to supplement for the income that I'm missing? So I started making drinks. And then, people were like, testing. I actually, a close friend of mine had passed away the week I was supposed to do the drinks. I was supposed to drop the flyer on Monday. 'Cause I'm not a bartender. Like, I don't bartend. I just be in the kitchen like, yo, this show tastes all right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So my friend passed away and I was fucked up about it. So I said, man, I had like 40 drinks already made. So Thursday night I dropped the flyer. I woke up Friday, I'm sold out. And I said, yo, people bought drinks for me and they know I'm not a bartender. That says something about me. I feel like we gotta celebrate ourselves more. People don't like braggadocious people. No, fuck that. You got that degree, you earned that, you put those hours in, you better. I be posting that motherfucker on my story every motherfucking day. Dreams, why? Because it's your insecurity eating at you. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying my niggas early. When I see my niggas down Miami on the jet ski, I get a rush. You know what I'm saying? And I'm secure about my sexuality. I'm in a rush like my niggas living. We out here. Travel. Eat good. Find a good person to be with. If not, be single. Just stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, be fiscally responsible, but also live life. You just gotta find your balance. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta be honest with yourself. Man, I done had so many trips on. I mean, this year, I ain't got. People be afraid. People think it's like having I don't know, like having flaws is like a bad thing. We all got it. We're flawed people. You know what I'm saying? I don't got it all the time. I'll tell my friend, look, we're gonna go, oh, yeah, I ain't fucking with this weekend. That's his option. He might say, I got you. And he's like, all right, cool. That's the bar not going nowhere. It's not because
we got food in there.
do y'all so 10K is a lot of money not to spend but to pay back, right? So but just think of what 10K can get you. Paying a house, car, shit, might buy you a car. If you spend $27 a day, just 27. That's honestly, if it's 3 people want the checkers, you're spending $30. You're wasting $10,000 a year. Who the fuck don't spend $27 a day?
Well, now that I work from home, I don't. But yeah.
But look, you might not spend $27 a day, but you think you saved up.
I'm
So
thinking
then that.
See, that's your problem. You go out,
See,
you go to happy hour,
you
your ass spend $80.
You think you've been good because you spent, but then you overspend, and guess what? You run it back at square one. But it's
I did good during the COVID, though. I was proud of myself.
I should have invested in Fridays in the year 2019 because I was literally there once a week, every week, like clockwork.
I only got fucking Under Armour, and I don't even fucking wear Under Armour, but that's the only stock I got right now.
I just want you to talk about all your business ventures that you have going on.
okay, for sure. Like I said, my IG is Sonny M Hoffa. I know people spell it SU. It's SONNY. The letter MHOFFA. You can follow me on Instagram. Like I said, I have 6 different flavors. I have the blend. I have this sangria, which is our savory drink. That's just like a sangria, pun intended on the sangria. Everything's the large small lemonade, which is from Capitol Heights. So
I know exactly what that meant.
yeah,
You know what I'm
saying? So that's just the ode to my hood. It raised me and I am. And I'm not ashamed to say that. We had a yayo, which is a little like the women prefer the yayo. I feel call it the yayo because you want to feel like you're on ocean, drive when you drinking it. I had the treacherous tea, and that's a more subtle drink with pomegranate tea, cognac. I blueberries in there. That's the creeper right there.
I was about to say that sounds like a sneak
Yeah.
stuff for you.
And then I got the tequila fries. You know what I'm saying?
I'm right next Saturday. I'm coming to see you.
Yeah. So those are the drinks. Like I said, I do have a menu. I'm actually getting a website now. Because I had to make sure I was doing right on the business side, getting the license and everything, of that nature. But I do pictures. Business is going so good. I started out dropping them off to your house, no matter where you were. Like I went out to Dumfries, I went out to Owensville, it didn't matter. But I had to do it at Brand. I'm not doing that anymore. But if you buy 6 or more, I'll come to you. Got that going on. We got the stamp, just the clothesline, the pearl line that's coming out. That's about to be real fire, and that's kind of like urban casual chic. You know what I'm saying?
Can you go to workout with me?
Yeah. No, we'll work on it. We want to. What we want to do
Plus,
is.
I want to look cute in the gym.
Got you. You want to look good in everything you got. I got you. We want to take care of you. We just want to make sure that we first that put a whole bunch of product out there that's not quality because
because literally everyone has a line and it's like everybody wants you to support, but then you're like,
you
I
got
don't like it.
Like this shirt that I have on today, I forgot, and I wish I could tag them. I got this on the Southside Market. This motherfucker feel good. It just got a little toasty in it. But it feels good. Like I feel like well, your other shirts. So we want to make sure that come out right. But that's the one we get about in 2 months and in 2 weeks. The same sessions, which is my podcast, which is a solo podcast. But I will have guests on there. So I got all my guests lined up for the first season. So I'm gonna break it down in the seasons, but I'm in 2 weeks.
Okay.
This is
So,
a brand.
so I'm gonna go ahead and manifest that. So we're gonna be on episode 1, season 2.
Say less.
There you go.
Say less. I like it. I love the energy.
We always got good energy over here.
For sure.
Is there anything else that you want to plug? Any friend businesses? I done already shout out big business.
Yeah.
I was one of my first people.
Honestly, man, I don't want to hold up y'all time because honestly, I got so many friends. We're gonna be here for another hour. I don't want to slight nobody. I named 3 businesses, and but now I will. So what I do is my inner circle business. My cousin got a clothing line called Noir Fire Clothing.
That's I'm black, like black shirt.
Gotcha.
Y'all seen me with it? Right?
My other cousin Sneaker Kenny on IG, and he can get you any shoe. Sneaker Kenny, like that's his name for a reason. He can get you any shoe. I got designs by Donnie, and that's spell I was supposed to spell. His name is DONEK, so that's designs by Donnie. So if you need logos, he did essentially all of my logos that I had. He did. You know what I'm saying? So as far as my inner circle, I just want to shout out their business. Oh, and shout out my man, Live a Hero. He got 5 photo lines too, and he actually reads for other photo lines for people. So we are doing big business. That's one thing that is true, and you can't listen to what everybody says when they say if the people around you get money, you want to get money too, because you're going to say, no, I'm not going to be the last one to the finish line, but it's the competition. A competition always says a negative connotation, so it could be motivation to like, oh shit, I want to make sure that my friends look at me as an asset and not a liability.
Yeah. Make sure you send me that information because I definitely want to tag everybody
For sure.
in the live streams. Thank you again for joining us.
I love you,
Yes, I really I'm like my whole
For sure.
life. My whole
For sure.
It's bad enough.
We all got it.
Definitely.
I'm not a judge to first. There ain't nothing that you done did that I done did that I haven't done. The thing is, people don't like to expose themselves so they can make it seem like they're better than you. I done been a fucked up boyfriend. I done been a bad father at times. You know what I'm saying? One thing is, I ain't never been a bad friend. It's crazy. I don't know. That's kind of thrown on because I've been a bad parent, but it wasn't necessary for love of my sons. Just not being a man with the woman that I had. mad about the situation and doing what I was supposed to do. So, you know, that's why I can't like if somebody done cheated. Okay, that's why I cheated before. I'm not advocating. I said that's cool. You're human. So it's so crazy. Some things that you can do, and I know you're wrapping up. I'm sorry, but cheating is a. I know they say it's not a mistake, but it's still a mistake. No matter what you want to, you can know what you're doing because you always know what you're doing. You're the one that make the decisions. You know what I'm saying? But I've been there before. I never forgive people that cheated on me before because I said, you know what? I took a look at the mirror and I said, man, was I doing what I was supposed to do? Why did I even give the opportunity or space for her to think that it was cool and supposed to know to do? You feel me? So,
Just a reflection that we
Yeah.
talk about every week. That's self-reflection. Is there any other affirmations or things that you want to give to the people?
I'm good, man. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all once again.
Love you too. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you for coming.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and do your affirmation before I go into the upcoming event.
All right, y'all. So y'all know it's a new month, new beginning. So y'all know I'm the type of person that at the beginning of every month I look over my goals. I see what I've accomplished, what I'm working towards, and what I need to change. So we are in that new month. So I would just say this again, for everybody. Just take that time to look around you, see who needs to be let go, what you need to walk away from. Don't be scared to walk away. Don't be scared for those new beginnings, for that brand new start. I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to y'all.
Talk to them.
But just get ready for that. Like I said, y'all, I go by the name Fearless Swagger because being fearless isn't just a word, but it's a lifestyle. And when I say live fearless, I don't mean just be out here living reckless, but I mean do everything and not walk in fear. And whoever you believe in, you know that they have your back. They're here for you. So do it and do it without fear. And let's go and let's get these mini goals and let's get them done. That's all I got.